Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you. Safe trip, please.
Nice to meet
All
you.
right. All right. Welcome back. Episode 31 of the Prophetic Podcast. Today, though, it's not just us. Our brand partner's here. So people don't think we're lying. Hey,
all right.
Hey, there it is. Everyone loves these things.
Pretty fun.
Would you like?
Yes.
Everyone
Yes, that's
likes
what I
that.
want.
That's the one. I
Be
don't know
hyped
why
up.
that's the
Is
one.
that what everybody says
Everyone likes that
on the
one.
comment?
Every single time I hear that one, people like that one. I don't know why they like that one. But anyways, welcome
Thank
Madeline
you.
from Celestial Beerworks, all that stuff behind us. She is part of the reason for all that. So introduce yourself.
Hey.
Say
Yeah.
hi.
Hi, everyone. Madeline Rawicki from Celestial Beerworks. I am the general manager, and I run the events there. And I brought some delicious beer to try today.
Yeah.
Let me get into that, get into our story a little bit. But thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It's so
of
fun.
course. Of course. Oh, how are you?
I mean, besides the knee, I'm good.
I thought you were going to tell me like some breaking news. Your face was like,
Breaking news
yeah.
today.
Today your knee is still shit.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well, she brought things that are going to make that better.
Yeah, it's true. You don't need the pain meds, just the beer.
Yeah,
and
just
triples.
yeah.
I
leave
mean,
all
I'm
that-
not going to be taking any payments when I get home.
Not today.
Not right now.
No. So let's start off with your backstory and the beer or the brewery's backstory. So how did you get started, and the backstory of the company as well. So
Yeah, so we opened on Halloween in 2018, so a little over 4 years now. My backstory personally is I worked in events and hospitality, and it is a family business, my sister and brother-in-law. So beer has always been a passion of theirs. It's been a connector for them since their first date. They met on Tinder. She likes to call herself Tinderella.
that's the way people do it now.
Yeah,
We're gonna get into that too. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Valentine's Day,
Yeah,
Tinder.
yeah.
So that's what started it all. But Matt was a home brewer at the time. Molly, my sister, has been an artist her whole life, and she was a painting major and art teacher, but loved beer. And so, like I said, they connected on that level, and kind of always had this dream of opening a brewery one day or doing something in the beer world together. I was living in Denver when they started to really talk about like starting a brewery and really getting down to it. And I was actually, I guess I was technically living in Houston at the time, looking to move to Denver. And I found a job on Indeed with the title Fun Coordinator at a brewery. And I was like, called Matt. I was like, oh my gosh, Matt, like I know one day you want to open a brewery. Whenever you do, I am your fun coordinator. Like that is my dream job. Yeah. My dream job technically was always to be a game show host. But I was like, that's the closest thing. I can run my own games. Now I do trivia. Yeah. Now I get to do it. I can just plan the event.
Yeah.
But it happened much sooner. So I was in Denver for a couple years, which was really helpful for my own just beer knowledge and love.
Yes, for
Because I
sure.
always liked going to breweries. I love bars and cool ambiance and, just how you feel when you walk into a place, which is really what I want to bring to Celestial in my role. But in Denver, I really learned to love different styles and sours and things like that. And so when I came back here, I didn't feel like a total noob on all of it. And so I moved here in 2018, a couple months before they opened. And so they had done a lot of work ahead of time because we're in a kind of a strange location. You've been there, medical district off on its
cool,
own.
but it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. And the building itself used to be a koi pond business. And so it was like,
That place was a koi pond business?
yeah, we still get their mail sometimes. They've not been here for 6 years.
You haven't gone yet. When you go, you wouldn't think that. Where
I
in the
don't
hell are they
even know
keeping
what
the
a
fish?
koi pond.
I'm sure he's saying
The fish, yeah. The ones at Benihana, like the big orange ones.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if I think those are.
I will say once
What would
every
think they are?
once every 2 months someone will come in looking for some rocks for their pond and we're like, no, that has not been here for
But you're such a good
years.
salesman. You flip them
Exactly,
into getting beer.
but you want beer? Yeah.
That's
sparkle
weird.
water for your
I
pond.
never thought that was. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a
Our
cool
cool
spot though.
water for you.
It's a cool spot. It's a cool spot.
Yeah, but they had a lot. So it was it was a wreck. The place was a wreck. And so they used a lot of the community and now our regulars and our first members and all of that to help paint the walls and knock stuff down and get it built. And Matt, so it's Matt and Molly. Matt's dad helped like build the bar itself, and so it's always been like a really big like
It's a
DIY
community
project.
project,
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
and that's kind of just spilled over into how we operate, and our staff and our bartenders. A lot of them started as regulars and then became bartenders. Our photographer now, who's going to be running our events at our private location, up and coming, started as our first artist that was just showing there for the first month, and now she and her husband bartend for us. And
Okay.
she's going to be full time with us. So it's just been a super fun project. So that's kind of the beginning. The Celestial name was just something they were both really interested in, and they knew they could do a lot with theme there with the art and the names of the beers and all of that too.
Dream job. So why beer? Could have been wine, could have been liquor, could have been whiskey, could have been plenty of other. Why beer?
Yeah, Matt is mechanical engineer, super science brained. I'm sure a lot of that goes into the wine and the liquor as well. But I think with all like the mechanisms and the beer itself, like he just loves experimenting with that. And I mean, they just love the taste more. I think there's
Why
so
beer
much you can do
Why
with it.
beer for you though?
I mean, kind of going back to the dream of the game show host, there's so many beer games out there. I feel like there's not nearly as many for the
Yeah.
rest. So maybe you just like kind of growing up on that.
Yeah.
Post 21, of course. But
Nice plug.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
But yeah, I mean, really, it was the event role that brought me in.
Okay.
And because it was the business that they were starting, and kind of as I mentioned before, the brewery just being a place for such community, more so than I feel like a wine bar might necessarily be, or like a liquor bar,
This is true. This is true. Did you have a question for her? Come on. You're on the spot now. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
it's fun to get into because I always wanted to get into.
You look so
beer.
excited. That's why I asked you.
Because okay, I'm a huge beer person.
Okay,
Not
nice,
as much
yeah.
as I used to because of just bodybuilding wise, but for me personally, because you're a female and it is a hard industry to get into, how hard was it to even burst into this industry being a female yourself?
Good question.
that is a good
There
question.
you go.
I'm just saying because I wanted to do that. And it's hard as a woman in a male dominated industry.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot there. I mean, my joke is that nepotism. I mean, because it's my sister and brother-in-law, and so
Yeah.
I feel super lucky to have the role that I have. It's such a fun job, but had I just been applying from the outside, I have no idea how easy it would have been for me. I will say that women in the beer industry are much more commonly seen in the front of house portion
True.
of it, and so I know it's actually kind of in the last few years, kind of the Me Too movement had its own. I don't know. It kind of ran through the beer world. It was called
really?
Rat Magnet. Yeah, and so a lot started to come out. Probably 2020, with mostly women in the production side because they really have it hard, or they have had it hard. Not every woman, of course, but it's really disgusting to see some of the assault and abuse that has happened. But I
Wow.
think also kind of like with the Me Too movement in general, how great that it's now brought to light, and so I
Yeah.
think it's a lot, like on the forefront of a lot more people's minds, and you are starting to see a lot more women in the industry. So whether that's front or back of house, and so they have like the Pink Boot Society, which we just did a collaboration with.
What's the pink
They're
boots
like
say?
women in the beer world.
Okay.
And so everyone who
That's cool.
is on the production side or front of house side, you pay your dues, you kind of join, and then they do different like beer collaborations for charity, and then different like conferences and meetings.
It's almost like unionizing women within the beer world.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
I actually, that's kind of cool too.
I know.
You can't get that many dudes to stick together on ships, so that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
I was
pretty
shaking
cool.
my head over here because when you said front of the house, I was like, that's when you said discussion. That's the word that came to mind. That is nasty.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason that women can't think of beer, brew beer, be an organic chemist, be a mechanical engineer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Be the brewer, be the visionary, be the fun police, not fun police, the fun, Jesus.
Get
The
police out of there. Fun coordinator.
Yeah, fun coordinator, not the fun police. Don't be that. But I don't understand why there isn't more of a push to be equal. It's just like any other industry.
Yeah, and I will say, actually, there are quite a few breweries that opened as husband and wife owned. And so we've gotten to know a few. There's others like even Vector Brewing in DFW, and Manhattan Project. So they're all husband and
Oh,
wife.
I've heard of Manhattan
yeah,
Project. They have
founded
some
and
really
owned.
good beer too.
Oh yeah,
Do you think it'd be easier for it's easier for a woman to open a brewery? I know this is going to sound bad, but the husband and wife couple, would that wife have it as easy if she went at that objective by herself? Does the man kind of usher in the wife? Do you see that more? Do you feel like that industry still presents that way, or
Honestly, I think it has more to do with the role that they're taking within the industry. So I think that it's easier to do it as two people, but you have like not necessarily as two friends. Like I think that you have to be all in to make it work, and you have to have your different and not be like stepping on each other's toes. And so I think it works so well with Molly and Matt, is because at least initially, or especially initially, like we were all kind of in our own lane. I mean, there's so much overlap, and it's so cool how, if I want to have a certain event, I can be like, hey, Matt and the team, can you guys brew this beer? And Molly, can you make this label? And then it kind of comes together. And so it's really cool how we do overlap. But at least initially, it was really nice to have people who know what they're doing in their specific part of the business. And so, I mean, we unfortunately do have some friends that have started, with, just business partners, and someone's the brewer and someone knows the business side, and then it falls apart. Because so I think that union of like husband and wife, it's like, this is now our family business and our livelihood.
yeah?
And so we are doing this fully together. But you also, I feel like you need the organization, you also need the, competence, and you need the knowledge. And so I think that like with those three husband and wife groups that I just mentioned, it's kind of been like one person's done one part and the other person's done the other part, but they fully trust each other.
That's cool.
So I think it wouldn't be easier for just one person or just a friend.
In general.
Yeah, in general.
Gotcha.
But I
Okay.
think that like, it also, I'm not sure because this is the only experience I've had starting it, but I think it probably is also easier when one of the owners is the initial brewer, rather
I
than
can see
having to
that.
find a brewer.
I could definitely see
At
that.
least know the signs behind it. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I would want the person who owns the place to know how to brew their own
Something.
shit.
Yeah.
Not
That's
all
like
of it. But
that's like you're
something, yeah.
saying you're a fashion designer, but you know
I just outsource everything.
you don't know nothing about nothing.
Nope. And I don't. So I'm not gonna do fashion. No.
Exactly. But they do have
Yeah.
other people who are like behind you that know what they're doing. But it's comfortable to know that if you're going to be called this, you know how to do this.
Well, like, would
So
you
I
trust
agree
me
with
if I
the-
told you let's do a podcast and I don't do none of this shit?
Not really, no.
It's
I
like,
just come
you
in and
go
just
off
sit down. And you're like, what?
I
don't.
know.
What is? You wouldn't trust me, but you see me with the MacBook and you see me fixing lights and like moving stuff around. Like I'm in here. So
I'm just saying, you got to open up a brewery and all of a sudden, hey, this is my
Yeah.
brewery. It's like, oh, what beers do
So
you
are you
brew?
like a solid
Exactly.
partner or? Like,
Exactly. And I think because
Yeah.
also burnout can be so huge for a brewer. And so if that
yeah.
brewer,
Really?
like him or herself, doesn't have a stake in the company themselves, like I can't imagine. I mean, there are so many great ones, and they have like really great relationships, and they've started with the breweries. But I think that we have benefited from that and now like I said, we have an awesome production team, and more brewers than just Matt. And now, I mean, it's kind of funny. I feel like when you own a business, I mean, he's become like our plumber. He has to fix everything when everything goes wrong. And so,
Vertical integration.
thank goodness we have
Yeah.
such amazing brewers on the team. They have created their own recipes, and they've also kind of like continued what's Matt has started. And
Yeah.
so it's just been super fun.
So what?
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
No,
Ladies first. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know about the ideas behind all these ingredients. I hear some of these, like the IPA. I think it was, what was it, like a pine? Was it?
Which one? Oh,
Was
there's
it?
plenty.
I can't remember.
They have pineapple. They have triples. They have
that
doubles.
was
They have
that
singles.
was. I think
like-
it was the pineapple IPA that I have.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have never had a pineapple IPA.
I don't think I've had pineapple in a beer.
I've had pineapple in a beer. I
have
just
not.
never had
Yeah,
no
that was my
pineapple
first.
IPA. So it's these amazing, unique ingredients
Yeah.
that I know, like with beer, like you have your milk stouts and everything.
Oh, go ahead. Look at you. There it is.
I told you I was.
Bring it right on out. Go ahead. Keep it coming.
You have. I have seen Yingling. Okay, that just came out with Hershey. That tastes like but it tastes. If you
Yingling.
ever had Voltamalt, Voltamalt is a type of malt that a lot of islanders drink. It's a Malta.
Okay.
Okay.
A Malta. That's exactly what what that Yingling tasted like.
Nice. Okay.
Right? What gives you guys like these fantastic ideas? Because I love to see pairings or different ideas for different beers that people have never tried before. So I am completely interested. Like what makes these ideas come true, or is it just out of the box thinking?
I mean, I think so, and I think it's also so with the pineapple specifically and with the IPAs. So we started as like hazy IPA is kind of our. We've expanded more, but we're still known for the hazy IPA. And so a lot of those hop flavors, when people like initially are worried or scared of IPAs, I feel like they're used to the West Coast style when it's like can also have a lot of bitterness along with the hoppiness.
Yes.
But
actually,
yes.
Yeah,
And so a lot of people come out to us and be like, oh, I don't like IPAs. And we have, 7 out of 12 are IPAs. But we're like, no. Try this triple. Because with the hazy, you get, I feel like, so many more of the hop flavors, but not the bitterness. And so you're getting these like, some of them are like really dank and grassy. Some of them are super citrusy.
Yeah.
And some of them are just really smooth, almost sweet. And so I think the pineapple and those kind of things, you're tasting them in like little notes in certain hops. And then they're like, okay, well, what if we just like really like added actual pineapple puree and like really highlighted that one? And so like little by little, they get like a little bit more crafty and all this kind of stuff. And then there's breweries like Martin House in Fort Worth that they just have a blast with it and they go crazy with their beers. I don't know if you guys have that, like their pickle beer or squidding
like
beer.
Martin
Like,
House.
Wait,
Martin House
I
is
know.
good,
you
too.
said the pickled beer?
yeah, that's like their, I mean, now they sell the pickles. Like they're awesome.
My face, her face is my brain. Like, I'm
yeah,
thinking the way you're looking.
I love pickled stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I
you gotta
love-
try it.
But it's the beer. Like one time I had, I kid you not, matcha beer.
I don't know that I would like
Green. It was so good.
that. Was it? Let me not say that. Let me give it a chance. I might.
As a,
But
you know,
pickled beer? Ooh.
you got to I'll be honest with you. I do like it. Like when you're experimenting with beer, you're just like,
Yeah.
they'll give you this little
Pickle
cup.
part for me though.
I know.
Maybe you should try it because
I'm
of
gonna
the
try
beer
it,
hops
but-
about it. There's a bitterness, and I like beer because it's bitter.
You do. So you like the West
Well,
Coast style?
yeah,
then.
my mom said that when she was pregnant with me, she said that she liked bitter stuff. That's why I love olives, and that's why I love. Yeah, I
Okay.
love. That's
So
why I love.
Okay.
If I don't control myself, if I don't work out,
Well, you
I'm
enjoy-
gonna get a beer belly like hell.
Enjoy the pickled beer.
Well, speaking of, now that you say that, so we do have I'll start you guys on the tasting. So we do have a cold
Yes, let's
IPA.
do some tasting. Let's do that.
Yeah, so as I describe it, you can kind of taste it for yourselves. But the cold IPA, Visual Pathway, it's a newer style. It's my favorite style, actually, because it combines a little bit of that West Coast, but with a lot of, like, the lager. So it's like a mix between a West Coast and a Pilsner. And so it's super clean and crisp, but still really flavorful from the hops. So let me give you guys a taste of that one.
Go ahead. Okay. Are you ready for this? You
I
excited?
am.
Should I
I'm
put it-
excited.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells
see.
amazing.
I'm glad you know better. Good job.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Hey, what do you smell?
It's very citrusy. Very hop. Very light.
Yes, exactly.
That's good.
This is awesome.
And I
Yeah.
forgot I had that one, but that one's good. Wait, which one was this again?
Visual Pathway.
I just had this one a couple days ago and I forgot about it, but it's really, really good.
Well, it's visually pathing, okay?
Yeah, but if you see the can, it reminds me of that little T-shirt thing y'all have. That can.
Yes, so we're
Yeah.
super. We love Bowie. When I say we, mostly Molly. But yeah, so we have like little Bowie references everywhere in a lot of our beer names and a lot of our artwork. So that like lightning bolt. Yeah, and so it's Visual Pathway is actually one of our brewers, Alex, favorite beer that we've had. And so he did Dry January, but like extended it a week because we released this one like a week after. He's like, no, that's gonna be my first drink back. But yeah, it's so light but still so flavorful. So you're really getting that.
Very.
So do we like it?
Yes.
We do?
Yes.
All right. I like that. You guys need to try this. And you know what? Yes, it's amazing.
It's
That's so
thebomb.com.
We'll do that too. It's just so good. I like it.
I do have to ask, is this sold just in your brewery alone, or is this sold in other places?
So we are in DFW regularly, and so we are self-distribution. We are actually in the process of hiring. So it's a one-man team, Lewis, right now, who does our sales and delivers. And so we're hiring a driver because we are expanding right now. So I mentioned kind of in passing our private event location up and coming, but it's going to be mostly production location. And so it's a larger brew house, and so we're going to be making a lot more so that we can distribute a lot more. And then also have some beers that are regulars, because as of right now we release like 1 to 3 a week, and so they're always changing. And so he's doing deliveries of different beers to the same locations every week with new options. And so we want to be able to have something out there that people recognize as like, oh, that's Celestial's, Italian Pilsner that we're always going to see, or that, that's the IPA.
Yeah.
And so we're also going to figure out we're still going to do experimental things and be as crafty as we are. Like, we don't want to get to a point where we're just making like kind of the same, 10 beers. So we're never going to get there. But so we are in pretty much every bottle shop, beer kind of heavy bar in DFW, I would say. We just got into HEB and Specs and some central markets. Yep. You're so on it with that. I love it.
First.
I used to be a DJ, so this is
So fun.
I've been waiting to do that just all day.
I need one of those just for my
I'm getting
life.
better at that, right?
I'm just saying.
I'm on that shit.
I'm just saying.
I got it. Cameras
First
up there.
she
I
just-
got it. I figured it out. Finally.
She just said HEB, which is hilarious.
I love HEB.
Because the other day, I was just walking around, and I was just like,
Is that how you sound when you walk around?
That's exactly what I sound like.
John, cut that out and make a sound clip for that for me, please.
We need a new button for that, I think.
Minute 1:012:000. Cut that shit and give it to me. That's cool. Having engineer, you can do that shit.
That's why I asked, because I was looking for their beer. I mean, we opened up in Plano, and so
Oh yeah, the one on the west side of
the
Plano.
one,
Oh, I love that place.
So I was looking because I was
Are
like,
they on the shows? Are
they
they
on
in the
the show?
HEB in Plano yet, or do you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are.
Okay.
yeah,
all
I'm
the
gonna have to
HEBs.
look a lot harder, and then I'm just gonna be like,
That's so exciting. God, beer makes me have to burp.
I would have to.
I'm so sorry.
Don't burp inside.
I know, don't do the mic.
You gotta blow it out. So gross.
know.
I'm so sorry.
Like,
Be
John,
sure over
take
there on your own seat.
the minute that he burps inside of that, he's like, John, take that out.
Yeah.
No, leave it in.
I have to say one thing. As my ADHD is, I love the colors and the artwork. As an artist, I'm like
Yeah.
in love with all the different spectrums of the cans. They're not all the same.
Yeah.
They're different, and I'm in love with
The
it.
Yeah.
Canamorphs.
The Canamorphs.
Please tell me what explain the Canamorphs to the
Did
people.
you read Animorphs growing up or watch the
I
show?
probably did not. I don't think I did.
Oh, did you? Oh, Animorphs?
I
my
don't
gosh.
even know what that is, so you got to let
It's
me
this
know.
can right here.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
it's a dude
so that's
transforming from a
Kane,
kangaroo
one of our
to
star
a
tenders turning into a kangaroo. So it's
yeah.
kangaroo.
And it's
But yeah.
different faces, different animals, different.
That's what it's called?
Canamorphs.
Because I usually see those pictures.
Yeah.
I thought it was an anatomy thing or
I didn't know.
biology.
She had me.
So
I didn't
it's
know
a
what it was.
90s book series that got turned into a TV show.
Eh.
And so K.A.
That's up your
Applegate,
alley.
it's like, yes. I mean, I loved it. Was also terrified by it growing up. I remember the book fair. You'd see all of them.
Wait,
and so
wait. Oh shit! It's coming back.
Animal.
I
I've never seen it. I've never seen
it used to come on one Saturday morning.
I have homework to do. I've never seen
Yes.
it.
Oh
Am
my
I dating
gosh.
I might be dating. Don't look at any of this shit in my beard.
No, it was such a fun
Intentional grace.
series. It was such a fun series. So Molly, she just had a field day with it. And so every single one of us is on a can turning into different animals. And so we all got to choose our animal. So I turned into a turtle. My can was the turtle. And
I want to
so
turn
we
into a
had,
panther.
Yeah, all right.
I
We got to come with an
mean,
name.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A unicorn?
No,
Okay, well, never mind.
I'm a lion. And I
Okay.
like lions. Even though gorillas are my favorite primate at all.
Really?
Yes, they are.
That's so crazy.
Gorillas are my favorite.
Gorilla are my favorite because they're extremely intelligent and very much loving. I mean, we are their cousins, really.
See what happens when you drink their beer. You start talking about how your favorite animal is a
first of
gorilla.
all-
No, it's same. Did you guys, when they had the baby gorilla in the Dallas Zoo, it was right when I moved here. It was in
Oh,
2018.
yeah.
And I was watching it for half an hour. Because the mom, with the baby, and the dad was protecting him. It's just so cool.
Oh, look, you
Yeah.
just made a friend. There you go.
Yes.
I'm just
I just connect people. There you go.
I literally love gorillas.
I'm just saying, I'm a huge primate person. If you were to ask me anything about primates, any different type, I can tell you a bunch of them.
You know,
Okay,
what
that's
we're going
cool.
to do next time? I'm going to find some questions on ChatGPT that you cannot have the answer
Yes.
to.
I mean,
And you can battle it out with the AI and see
You
if
have
you
to
know.
understand, I watch documentaries and all kinds of
If you
stuff,
can
and Animal Planet Channel and all
Yeah.
kinds.
If you can match ChatGPT, then I will trust you.
ChatGPT.
Oh, did you guys see that Bard, Google's version of ChatGPT, got something wrong? And they lost like a lot of shares.
Google
Like
gets shit
Alphabet.
wrong all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
surprised.
was like their AI. They said something wrong about the
sucks.
James Webb Space Telescope, saying it was like it was the first to find some planet and it was wrong. And
I'm
so
not
people were like,
surprised.
your AI.
Siri gets shit wrong all the time. Alexa
Yeah.
never understands what I'm saying because my voice is
Ever.
too deep. And Google gets shit wrong a lot. Chat GPT has been accurate every time, 100% of the time.
Man,
I haven't
I
found
remember-
anything wrong yet. I'm just saying.
I would just say, I remember when I was in that Epcot ball. I was working for Disney World.
Oh, really?
And one of my friends, she was Japanese, and they were just like, "Europe created the printing press." She was just like, "That is not true," which is true. Which is true.
That is not true.
Which is not true. It was literally Japanese who created the
Oh my
printing press.
Come on,
gosh.
Americans
Oh
made
my
everything. You know that shit. Don't worry
You
about
know
it.
that. I was just like, well, I was like, the Epcot ball's kind of similar.
So let me ask you a question to piggyback on what she asked. She was talking about the different flavors. I want to talk about the variations of what I see when I walk in. So when I walk in, I see diversity. I see dreads. I see black. I see white. I see old. I see young. I see male. I see female. I see straight, gay, trans. I see everything.
Yeah.
There's hip hop playing. There's games on.
Ooh,
But
that sounds like the
there's
most fun
food
community
trucks.
ever.
It's fun.
It's got food trucks, and it's all different types of food. One day it could be, I can't remember the guy's name.
From
The pizza,
complicated, what's Desmond with Hustle
Desmond
Town.
with Hustle Town.
So
Or I was
good.
glad the other guy was the other day was a guy making tacos yesterday.
Yep.
There was this
Every
Hispanic family
Sunday.
there making tacos.
Taquiera,
Amazing.
Don Roy.
I cheated on my vegetarian shit. I had to.
Oh, you have to. Their food is so
I did. It
good.
was so good. I couldn't help myself. I fought it
Oh,
off.
'cause it was
I
good.
fought it
They
off
had
for like 2
pastor.
hours.
Their pastor is so good.
I fought it off and then I just gave in. I just
You
gave
had the
in.
El Pastor?
No, I had the,
Did you?
I had the brisket.
Oh, okay. Well,
Don't judge me. I did.
Oh,
And
there's
that's-
nothing to judge.
when I,
nothing to
when I got
judge.
home,
I bet you yam some cauliflower in your mouth.
But what is the ideology behind the brewery? Like, did you guys intentionally want it to be diverse? And the second part of that is, how do you maintain that diversity without culturally appropriating any one culture?
yeah, that's a great
You've
question.
managed to do that. So how do you guys do that? Was that the ideology in the first place?
I mean, the ideology and even like our philosophy mission statement, we want to appeal to people who love beer and people who don't know the first thing about beer. And so I think that's kind of where it starts. And so what is cool about beer as well and the brewery experience and is that that's the commonality. So nothing else has to be the same. Like you'll get a group of people who are totally different in their background, but they love beer and that's why they're there. And so our goal is to make every single person that walks in feel welcome. We do tons of different events to attract all sorts of people and to attract all sorts of ideas, like the complicated discourse. And
Which you need to come to. It is
yes,
amazing.
that would be great.
I'm just bad at relaying. I just go. I'm sorry. Next month,
Every
this
last
month,
Tuesday.
Actually, this
Yeah,
last month,
February
last Tuesday of the
28th,
month,
I believe.
7 p.m. Come on down. We'll
Why
have beer.
did you just say
Because
that?
I'm horrible at that. I thought I told you that.
No, because I'm leaving in May for deployment, so.
Oh yeah, the last Tuesday of the month. Come on down.
Oh, yeah. We have some time.
We got like 3
Couple
more
months.
Tuesdays. You're good.
Okay, then I could come to the last
Yes.
Tuesday of the month.
That's what. Yeah, it's not really a private thing, but it's a small kind of close, not really close circle, but it's like a small circle of people that show up monthly to have these deep conversations.
You know that I'm all about deep conversation.
Yeah.
So you get that.
We don't want to see all of y'all there, but you know,
Come to like 16 people. I feel like that's a, yeah.
yeah, come to the second to
great,
last
yeah.
Tuesday. We'll be there.
Yep.
I'll be making people think.
Yeah, no, it's
Great.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, but you know what I liked about that too? It takes it back to what bars were initially.
Exactly.
All about
Yeah.
conversation.
It wasn't about getting drunk or beer. That was just a caveat to being there. So I do like that complicated discourse for that reason.
Yeah.
So, but the ideology was to be inclusive, basically.
Oh, for sure. And like like we said, like we're super family friendly. I mean, some people on the staff have kids, myself included. And I feel like we wanted to be a place where people, like literally anyone could come and we could be the like blank space for anyone, blank canvas for people to come and have their book club, people to come and, you know, we had music bingo last Friday. Like we have such an array of events and people that come through. And like I said, our only goal is to make everyone feel welcome. And what's also been cool, like I mentioned earlier, is that so many of our regulars are now part of the team. And what's so cool about that is that we always get new regulars kind of coming in. And so they become friends with the staff. And so much of our staff has been there from the beginning, and even through COVID and everything, we didn't have to fire anyone, which was great. And so we are tight-knit. And I think people feel that. We love what we do. We have so much fun together, and we want to kind of exude that out. and welcome everyone in and not make them feel bad for not knowing something about beer and not make them feel weird for being there alone. And yeah, just be a space for people to come together and chat and hang out.
It's kind of the reason that I wanted to work with you guys. I think I told you the first time I walked in, there was a wedding. Everyone was wearing pink. And I was like, yo, what the
It was a wedding in pink.
No, we walked in, and it was my cousin and my friend that came in from Houston, and they had told me about it. They came here for that brewery. They had like 3 or 4 on the list they wanted to go to, right?
Right.
And so when we walked in, I was like, is this what you were planning to do? Like, what's going on? Like, what are you bringing me to? Because I didn't know about it either. And I think you walked up and like, oh, guys, we're having a wedding. You guys can come back tomorrow or something like that. And I was like, this is an interesting place. I've never gone to a brewery, and everybody was wearing pink on a Saturday afternoon. There was a wedding. It was a reception or something going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they're cool. But I had already reached out to several other breweries to try to do something similar to what we're doing, and that's a tough ask. Let's just put it that way. So I was excited when you were wanting to work and just wanted to try stuff. Like, it's a weird mashup. It's Pints meets podcast, basically. So it's like you hear about it in some places, but it's not that prevalent. So thank you for that, by the way, for giving us the opportunity.
Please.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We don't look alike. We're not in the same worlds. We don't do the same thing. And so with the way society is structured, you would think that just wouldn't be a mashup, right? But listen to what you said about your ideology. You're forward thinking, so I can see why that wouldn't even be a forethought. You're just like, yeah, this sounds cool. Let's work on it. So thank you for that. We really, really, really appreciate you guys taking a chance on us. That's really, really cool.
Of course. And I mean, I'm so drawn to people with ideas and creativity and passion and excitement and enthusiasm for what they do. And so I think upon meeting you the first time, I mean, ideas were spewing all over the place. It was so fun.
That is me. I'm like that. I'm so sorry. To everyone that's ever talked to me, they know
that
first
draws me
conversation
in.
with me is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, he's just like, he's coming fast. Like, it's just me.
No, that really draws me in. And kind of as I mentioned before, like, because we are such a small team who trusts each other so much, we really can, like, meet with someone who has an idea and just do it. We can just run with it. We don't have to get, like, I used to work in nonprofits and the red tape. Like, I hated it. So I love when, like, something can happen. Like, all right, let's set a date. Let's do it, you know? And
you
so
are date.
I mean, it kind of, but it does explain.
Yeah.
It does explain a lot because she says she used to work in a lot of nonprofits.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that is also the reason why you're like, hey, this is great. I will love to do this. This is future-wise, very forward-thinking. Let's see what.
Oh, I see where you're going. Because nonprofit's not about profit, so you have a chance to be more explorative in that.
Pretty much, because she said there's a red tape, but there's no red tape.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
You know, honestly, there is. I've ran into some red tape. Not necessarily that there had to be, but there were some obstacles in place where I've talked to people that do what you do, and it just wasn't.
That's because they're not as. That's because they're not as open-minded.
Exactly. It just didn't make sense to them. Like, why would I even? What are you guys gonna do? You gonna shoot a show in our brewery? I was like, no. I just wanted to like form a partnership. Well, like, what's the benefit? I'm like, oh.
Where's
nothing.
the
Like,
money?
That's I think it comes to that. But like for me, it wasn't even like, how can I make money off this place? It was just like, we have the same ideology, so let's align and see what we can come up with together. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, we've created something in the meantime, and maybe someone builds upon that template.
Yeah.
So.
My mom always says that with every no, there is a yes.
You're not wrong. You were literally like the next person I asked was you, and it wasn't like I was just calling every brewery. No, but you were the next person, and you were like, yeah, cool. I was like, oh shit. I was like, hey, I think they emailed me back. They want to work. Like, for real? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's cool. I was excited. So,
I mean, I think the thing is about it's a sense of community and helping everybody.
Right.
And that's like the ultimate thing. I think that people need to always strive to help each other, no matter, even though sometimes it has to do with race. Like, yeah, we need to help each other, but we're human beings at the same time.
I mean, look at what we're doing.
And look at where we are.
Yeah.
Because it is also beneficial that we're also advertising and helping this brewery out.
Oh, for sure.
As well as they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We and we still have the same ideas at the same time. So it is how she has is a sense of community.
I love it.
And it's non-profitable.
Yeah.
But it's also getting, ourselves out there at the same time in a positive light.
And if profit comes, that's awesome, which that's always in my game plan.
Oh, yeah.
Always forward thinking into
then
a profit
also,
space for sure.
When you're making profit, that's kind of the market telling you that someone values what you do.
Exactly.
And so I love that too. Yeah, it's so nice also because I used to like plan galas and stuff, and it's so nice being on the other side when someone asks for a donation and I'm not the one like begging businesses for donations. I'm like, yes, take this basket of merchandise.
know what?
And I have to do nothing else for your gala.
Because you had to experience that, that might be why you're so open to being including someone else into your ideas as well.
Maybe,
because
I
you
know what
probably
they had
had
to
the
go
door shut
through.
plenty of times for asking for donations. So
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
asking you for, hey, a partnership might seem like you might be more open to doing that because you've been told no so many times, just like we have so many times.
But you know, that's the thing is, this world is really competitive. So you're gonna hear a lot of no,
Yeah.
but there's gonna be that one yes that's just like, well, I'm gonna give you a chance. And it's usually the people that give you that chance are the people that you build the most bond with. I am ashy as hell.
Am I?
But
Well,
you
that's
do,
how you know we're a real podcast. We did not get any kind of.
But you know, but when you build those, like, you can see how much you guys grow.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you got the Dr. Dre's and everything. Like these guys collaborate with each other, and they started
All the
from the Bible,
time.
and they give other. What I love is that she's kind of the same thing, like a Dr. Dre.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
they
Dr.
kind of
Maddie.
Take it. Yes.
Well, what I'm saying is that she's here, and she's like, "Well, I'm here. I want to help you out because I
Yeah.
already."
You guys,
That-
in
that-
other
there
words,
you
you guys are
go.
doing well. There's no, what she's saying is you guys are doing well. You don't have to extend any kind of olive branch
You
to anybody.
see the
And,
potential into
yeah,
people. Some
yeah.
people are just like, "Nah, man. If it ain't making now, Marinette."
You know how many times I've heard that shit? So many times. I'm pretty sure you probably had the door closed in your face at Celestial too. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you ran
Yeah.
across obstacles within your journey as well.
Yeah. But it's so cool, I think, and I'm not sure if it's like this with actually, I think it probably is because we just did a beer fest in North Carolina with Barrel Culture, and it was so much fun. And the beer world is so collaborative. It's so much fun. Like, I think, like, really, most breweries do want to help each other out. And I think, they do see the benefit in that. Like, when you
Yeah.
have both names on a beer can, then all of a sudden you're reaching double audience.
Right.
But we're planning a beer fest in May called Venus Fest, where it's actually kind of mostly an art fest.
What time in May?
May 13th.
The day
You're
before
not
my
gone
birthday.
right.
The day before.
Well, my
I leave
birthday. Yeah, my
at
birthday's
the
May
end of
14th.
May.
Gosh.
I leave the end of
Okay,
May.
you guys have to
We're gonna
come.
make a team. Get your knee in order.
Yeah.
I need you
Well,
to
it
be.
ain't like we swinging through obstacles and
might
playing Monkey Man.
I don't know what we have to do. Maybe it's a tug of. Is there a tug of war?
Well, there is at our field day.
So see
But
what I'm
that's in
saying?
April. April 22nd, there'll
It's
be a
okay.
chug of war.
I'll put you on my back. I got
Listen,
this. It's just-
listen.
I'm gonna get you guys.
Look.
Oh yes, we're gonna try another beer.
Watch this. I may be a soldier, but I am broken. Okay.
We will carry you to the finish line.
I could care less.
All right, so what do we got when she gets back on the mic? We'll
Yes.
see what this next beer is. And a quick question when you get a chance. Can you explain quickly just the differences between the different types of, whether it be a West Coast IPA, a hazy, a sour, a stout? Can you just
yeah,
give,
for sure.
But in the meantime, before you do that, what are we about to try now?
Well, that was a good segue because this one is a hazy. So this one's our Andromeda.
Pod God.
And it was born for Valentine's Day, actually, I think 3-4 years ago, maybe 2019, our first Valentine's Day there. And it's named Andromeda, and it is a 0 IBU IPA. So it's no bitterness, which is kind of just a technical term for the IBUs. So they measure the IBUs based on the hops added to the boil, but this is only dry hops. There's 0 hops added to the boil. So in the beginning part. So that's why it can technically be 0, but it's super smooth tasting. And so a hazy itself is just really smooth, kind of, like I kind of mentioned before, it doesn't have the bitterness of a West Coast, depending. And so as you get into like the doubles and triples, they can get sweeter or more citrusy or smoother, but you're tasting more of those hop flavors. And so with this one specifically, we wanted to kind of do Andromeda, this beautiful mythical creature, and then also have that 0 bitterness because Valentine's Day no one wants to be
Cheers,
bitter.
ladies.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. It tastes like sunshine. Are you trying to reach?
You know, can you pass her a cheers for me? Can
of
you
course.
just cheers? There we go. Damn, there it is.
There's
Pow.
all three,
There
all
it is.
staying on the mic.
All right. Sometimes we pass that back and forth too. It's
You
easier.
you ever feel like something that tastes like sunshine? This is
Yes.
one of those things that tastes like sunshine.
Yeah.
Tastes like
it's
my
great.
personality. It's amazing.
And I can definitely understand about the Valentine's Day, which Drew told me that you like Valentine's
It's my
Day.
favorite
Look at us segueing
holiday.
like pros. Go ahead.
Yes.
Hey.
I just
Hey,
want to
hey,
know,
hey.
like, what is it about? And I usually think that is a holiday because it's an international, universal thing.
You taught me that yesterday. I did not know that. I thought it was
did,
just us.
because Japan has like festivals and all kinds of stuff.
We
they
have
be going
festivals.
so
Wait.
but
We
not-
have
not
speed
the-
dating. That's a festival.
That ain't no
Not
festival.
everybody wins, but it's a
I'm not
festival.
sure, yeah.
That's just getting your knock on.
Wow. Cheers.
But what is it about this international type of moment in February
Yeah.
that you love so much?
I'm curious.
I mean,
too.
it
I'm so
started in
curious.
school. I loved when you all had made your bags and put them at the front of the classroom, and you got your Valentines. You had to like make sure it was the friendly one that you gave to your crush because you didn't want them like knowing that you had a crush on him, and like all that. You had to like choose a Valentines with all your friends, and you just drop them in the bags, and
No, I
everyone
did
gets
this
love.
too. I remember with the little cheap ass
Yeah.
hearts that taste like powder and
Yeah,
some
they're
sugar.
so good. The sweethearts.
They are kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
Weirdly good. Kind of
didn't
like
like
peeps
'em?
are good.
You like the sweethearts? I like the green ones.
I don't remember
What?
much of my
They're
Valentine's
like kind
Day,
of
I'll be
flavored
honest.
chocolate.
Oh no.
There's nothing poor about it.
It is weird. I tell people now, they're like, why on earth that'd be your favorite? And I have had some bad ones. I was broken up with one Valentine's Day, but it remains.
shit.
I love it.
I'm
I
only-
love
You
it.
have Christmas, Halloween. You have
I do like
Juneteenth,
Halloween.
You have Cinco de Mayo. Are these real? These are holidays. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
You have Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. You have Thanksgiving, New Year's.
Well, my favorites are literally Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras, and St. Patrick's Day. So they're like boom, boom, boom.
Oh, you like to party?
I like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fun. I used to live in
Yeah.
Louisiana. I love Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I'm a horror person. I
I
love
love
Halloween.
Halloween. Yes.
Love Halloween.
Yeah, I love Halloween for the costumes. I hate the horror aspect.
Oh, I love the horror.
Oh my
you
gosh,
should
good
never
for
go
you.
to Salem.
However,
I want
I
to go
went
to
for
Salem.
Halloween. It was amazing.
However,
It was amazing.
you will not see me go through a cemetery. You will not see me go through a haunted house. I don't want those spirits
So not
on
like
me.
so like fake haunted houses like the people put on, but not like the
I
real.
don't want to go. No, I'm not. And mind you, my PTSD can't handle the other ones
So
where
then
they just
you should
pop
love
up.
Valentine's, not
No,
Halloween.
I don't.
Yeah, there's no
It's a day of
PTSD
love.
involved.
Valentine's Day.
Okay, there's
I'm
a
the
lot of PTSD
Scrooge-
for a lot of people,
I'm the-
probably.
Oh, well, for you, I'm sorry.
I'm the Scrooge
I
of
have no
Valentine's Day.
PTSD.
I'm the Scrooge of Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you.
So I don't want to ask you this question then.
No, what?
I was going to ask you, ladies, what would be the ideal Valentine's if you're a Scrooge? I'm not going to ask you that question.
No, it's because I had the only time that I really had a good Valentine's Day is when I was in my 4-year relationship with Pat, my ex.
Makes sense.
Otherwise, to that, I've never really truly had
Yeah.
any, because every time I'm in something, it just be like, oh, well, February's here and I have nobody.
Wait, so you
Yeah.
haven't had good Valentine's and you got broken up. What does y'all's deal with Valentine's?
I-
then? Like,
and
you
maybe
should
it's
hate it.
Valentine's Day.
Y'all should hate it.
I
She
think well,
likes
like,
Valentine's
growing
Day.
up, it was like my mom would like always get us like a little gift for Valentine's Day, and so
I got
tomorrow
you.
I'm like thinking about what I should get me. I have a 3-year-old, and so it's just like I feel like my best Valentine's Day has been when I'm not dating someone, because it really just like is
There's too much pressure.
yeah, maybe
Then you should hate it.
yeah.
This is making less sense why you like it. I'm dead ass serious.
I mean, I was supposed to go with my friends, like a girls thing.
Galentine's,
I thought
if
you-
you
I
will.
thought you had a man. We won't say his name. I thought you had a man now. Oh
William
no.
ain't doing no Valentine's
Oh
Day.
no.
William's
Early
William,
on, you can't
get
do
it
that.
together.
William is not. I already did my Valentine's Day thing.
Oh,
I already did the
oh.
whole it's his 40 thing, all that.
Oh, that's right.
That's yeah,
You wrapped it all into
I
one.
wrapped it all into one.
So then, what's the ideal Valentine's date in your opinion? Either one can take this question.
This Valentine's here.
Yeah, Miss
She-
Valentine, take it. Yeah,
I-
Valentine, take it.
I mean, for me, nothing beats picnics and live music. So any combination of that.
That's not what I thought you would say.
Yeah, like anything. So if it's going to be like a Valentine's Day with like a boyfriend, then I would want that. I just
Yeah.
like the thoughtfulness, like going, something outside and then something with live music.
That's actually that's respectable. Most people want dinner and a movie.
I
and
hate dinner
flowers
dates. I always get awkward.
I've
I
done
also
it.
am not a foodie at all. Like
That's why I'm a
Yeah.
foodie. I love dinner dates. That's
Okay.
my love language right there.
Food.
Gift, food. Period.
The food just needs to
Okay,
be. The
yeah.
gift needs to be food. Okay,
Be-
that's
well,
easy.
because I do the same thing. I'm a gift giver and I'm a foodie.
So then, what would be your ideal Valentine's date if you had to plan it?
Food,
and gifts.
food
The
and
end.
gifts.
The end. God damn it.
Food and gifts and a little bit of
You can look in the camera and show them the little eyebrow thing. I okay.
you know what know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they know.
We're all adults here. We know.
Yes,
We know.
We know.
You don't end Valentine's Day with just like, well, see you later. How you doing?
Why not?
See ya.
I'm a gentleman.
Gentlemen can get down too. Shit.
But what's your ideal Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
You know what? Something outdoors, but not outdoors like concert was. That's cool too, live music. But I like hiking and shit. So if we went camping somewhere and chilled by a body of water, like let's say a river, or we went to the mountains or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
A quick road trip to go hike and then hit the city. Like for instance, I've done a lot of road trips to where we hike outside of Austin and go into the city for the night and party and drink and go out and do it. So you get both. Like
I
stuff
love,
like that.
I love a good combo.
That sounds like
That's-
LA.
That's my thing. Like hike and then come back, shower up, get cleaned up, get dressed up, go out, look good, have a good time. I love that. To me, that's perfect. I don't need much more than that.
You will
don't gotta
love
spread
California.
rose petals or any of that weird shit.
You don't want to waste your
Yeah, dude.
surroundings.
You're not gonna make like a
How
rose
you-
or
I've
a
done it.
heart out of leaves in the
I've
hike.
done
saying,
it.
how
No,
much-
don't get me wrong.
You
I've
have, but
done
you've done it, really?
Yes, I've done the hotel, like the really nice hotel overlooking the city with the heart-shaped rose petals on the
So
bed.
did they do that or do you
I
do
did
that?
it. Oh, I went and bought rose petals.
Really?
Oh,
And
wow.
showed up to the hotel early and set it all up and put the little candles everywhere. Made sure they were like far enough from the wall so I didn't burn this shit down. Open the window and got the food already and the wine, the tray, and I did all that. Yeah, I've done that.
Oh,
I don't need it done for me, but I like to do stuff like that. For me, I'm simple. Just take me hiking.
That's
and,
thoughtful.
Yeah.
yeah. I like, or I'll cook. I like to cook. I'm a cook
Do you
in my
think?
house.
Do you
so.
think that what I said was simple?
What'd you just say?
Because it's
again?
pretty simple.
What?
Foodie.
Yeah,
Dinner.
food the end.
Well,
Would you
it's like,
prefer-
It's like gift food and that the end.
Yeah.
Would you prefer he cook for you or take you to like
Ooh,
a really
good
nice
question.
restaurant?
Both. Anyone.
Okay.
As long as it has to do with food and has something good.
You know the thing about the restaurant piece, like I don't like sitting. I've done it. I don't like sitting in restaurants on Valentine's. There's so
Yes.
many
Yes.
people doing the exact same
They
thing.
are.
At the same, I can almost hear my same conversation. It's sometimes like it's.
I find
it's too
it-
much. I don't like it. I never
Yeah,
have
like
liked
the pressure
that.
you said. Like
Yeah, it's just too
yeah.
many. I like to be something. I like something more intimate.
I mean, I find it really romantic when a man can cook.
Oh, I'd rather do that.
I mean, I agree with Drew on that. Like when you're in a setting with a bunch of people doing the same thing, I don't feel like it's as special as
Right.
if somebody was to put a thought into cooking for you,
Oh,
cook your
yeah.
favorite meal. That right there, blessimo.
Yeah,
it
that's
is
way better.
amazing.
You know
Way
how
better.
hard it is to get to the hotel early, and they're like, "What are you doing with
Well,
all these
I'm-
candles and rose petals? What are you about to do in this?" I'm not. It's like
That is
a whole
awkward.
thing.
You may want to
it's
put
a-
it in
it's
like a food truck.
It's like a whole thing. Like, are you? I was like, is this allowed? Yeah, it's allowed. So like, it's a whole. It was a lot, but it was
a whole
thoughtful.
vibe.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
whole vibe. Yeah, went out in the city or had a good night. It was cool. I like that kind of stuff, but I would prefer something out in nature.
Yeah.
That would be more like my thing. Take a few joints if you like that kind of stuff, or edibles, which is my thing too. And you go out in the woods.
I can't do it.
What you can't do? What?
I can't do
What
it.
edibles? Oh, not yet. I know you got time. It's coming. Your day is coming where you can finally get back to reality.
Swear to God.
Goddamn military.
I know.
Yeah.
Support our troops, but I wish y'all could actually partake. So I get it.
So I have a question for you, Oh. So what made you get into the military? I mean, as you were talking about like all the other interests and talents you have.
It was to get out of my mom's house.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm so serious. It is nothing special. There's no, I wanted to serve my country. No. I'll be honest, no.
Sorry.
There was nothing patriotic about anything.
Well,
It was so funny that my drill sergeants laughed when I was on the phone. Everybody was just like, oh my God, it won't come on me. I'm just like, Mom, you won't see me for about 6 weeks. You know, my aunt's on the phone like, Kisa, whoa, wait a minute, Odessa. And I'm just like, no.
How
like,
old
it's
were
cool.
you when you left?
I was 28.
Okay.
I joined late.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest adventure of my life. To
That's
be
awesome,
honest,
though.
I was able, because I was already doing martial arts already and I was already doing bodybuilding, it was easy for me to get through everything.
All the
I
other
was
stuff,
flipping
yeah.
and dipping and doing obstacle courses.
This is before
but
the
now,
knee.
Yeah, but
Okay,
now,
yeah.
at 35,
Yeah, no magnes for you.
no,
Yep.
I'm literally like, Cooper, you got to go up there. I'm just like, you got to jump that fast.
I cannot imagine.
You want me to go up there? Like, I question things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad you serve our country.
I
I'll be glad when
appreciate
you
it.
can get done and move beyond
And I
that.
will give them everything back.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
stone unturned.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, you're out here.
It's been in the same place, in the same tough box. Literally,
You can have it all back.
when I'm telling you that I'm an office warrior, I really mean it. Okay.
I told her last time she said that, I was like, I don't really feel so safe anymore. I don't know that you're actually protecting our country at all. Like,
No.
I didn't know that. I felt
it's left
this whole
over-
time, I was like, she can protect me on the way out to the car at night when we get done shooting. I feel naked out here now. I don't even feel like I'm
Not
safe
really.
anymore.
I'm an armorer, so I'm good at shooting. But
Okay.
otherwise,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
well,
practice all the time.
okay.
That's a difference
Fair
between
enough. Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Martial
like,
arts?
that.
Fair
Like,
enough.
it's not like I can't beat the shit out of somebody.
But with those
I'm
knees, I don't
just-
know what kind
That's
of.
okay. I got my weapon.
This is true too. You can shoot at one knee. We're good.
No, yeah, and I'm real serious about it too.
No one come after. No one come to
Like,
this building
like, I'm not
tonight.
playing with y'all. All right. So what's this last beer we have on
Oh,
the
yeah.
table? Let's sample that one too.
Yes.
I've been eyeballing that for the past 5 minutes.
Is it the colorful can? Because that's what I was eyeballing too.
Yes.
Is that a stout? It is. Hallelujah.
Cleanse your palate first. Don't forget.
Oh yes, yes. You know.
Cleanse your palate in between
Oh
your
my God,
beers.
oh my God.
Always got to do that. And they have great sparkling water and CBD water too. So, ooh,
This is amazing.
Oh yeah.
they'll give Bublé a run for their money. I'm telling you. Soleil.
I
what's the
Michael
other one?
Bublé for a second. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh no! Is it bubbly or Bublé? My ass is Bublé.
I don't know.
In the proper sense.
Is it Bublé? It looks like Bublé to me.
Can I have some buble?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Like LaCroix versus LaCroix.
I called it LaCroix the other day. I was like, get some LaCroix. Bring that shit back to the house.
I saw Target Target.
Oh
okay?
yeah, yeah, we're fancy.
A Dollar Tree.
They'll give LaCroix a run for its money. All right, so what is this here?
Yeah, so this one's called Bedtime Resistance. It's this Imperial Stout, 10%. I love this one because it almost tastes like a barrel-aged
my
one.
God.
So it's made with coffee and coconut. And so I kind of mentioned earlier that the beer scene is really collaborative.
Yeah.
Small businesses in general, super collaborative. So this is actually, we used LDU's coffee.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to LDU? They have 4 locations in DFW, but
I have not.
Australia based. And so
Or, hey, LDU, check us out too. What's up?
they're awesome. And like super just like funny vibe. They're great. So we work with them a lot. But yeah, so they have 4 different locations here and we use their coffee. And they're helping us out with our Venus Fest as well. But yeah, this one I'm just obsessed
LDU
with.
has they did coffee, right? Mm-hmm. I need a blonde roast if you have
Oh
it.
my God.
Yeah.
What, are you saved? What happened? It's like you found Jesus.
So the last one was Sunshine. What's this
Exactly
one?
what that is. What you
Jesus in his cup.
It's coconut and coffee Imperial
No,
Stout.
but what's the name
Oh,
again?
Bedtime Resistance.
Yeah.
I'm not resisting any bedtime after drinking this. I'm telling you.
I
now.
don't know,
I'm not
but
resisting no bed. I'm going.
okay.
Yeah. This
I'm
one
not
is
fighting it. This is amazing. This
so
is,
good, so
this
creamy.
is the one I told you when I come to the brewery. I avoid drinking so I can drive my ass back home.
Exactly. Like, yeah, take a can with you home.
I'm gonna
'cause
have
this
to
is-
take a can, just
Oh, this-
you know,
Yeah.
and then hide it from my brothers because
You
apparently,
need
they're-
you got to go back to the college days. You got to keep a mini fridge.
yes, you know
I
that is
still
true.
have my mini fridge from college to this day. All your
That's
stickers
smart.
on the whole left side of it.
I never
You
knew
gotta stock
that.
it with beer and drinks. Got to have a mini fridge.
I never know I would get to the part
Got
where
to.
saying I used to be in college,
I know.
though.
Oh
You
my
gotta-
gosh, as more time goes past, it's crazy.
but I'm still learning.
long ago.
I still take courses and stuff like that. The military pays for it, and my job.
This
That's
is so good.
nice. That's nice.
I'm sorry.
I
Pause for
miss
the
it.
cause. It's so good.
Take it in.
So I'm a coffee fanatic too.
Oh, yeah.
And a whiskey fanatic and a wine fanatic. So all these things kind of go hand in hand, and cheese too. Ooh.
Are you a barrel aged beer fan? Have you had much?
Yes.
Okay,
I
because
like
I
it.
feel like that's a big into for like whiskey people. It took me a little bit to start loving them, and now, oh my gosh,
And
yeah,
barrel aged wines too. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes,
God.
yes.
I found one the
The
other day.
bourbon wines
Yes,
with
I
the
found
barrel?
one. I found one.
Yes,
I found a BBA wine the other day, and I'll give you the name of it. It was so freaking good. We've bought so many bottles of
Yeah,
it.
I love those hints. It's like yes, yeah, rounds
They
it
have
out well.
like this. They usually sell it every year at Trader Joe's. It's like this bourbon, whiskey, whatever type cake.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
What is it?
it's so potent.
Is it like this?
Yeah.
so good.
It's like, oh my God, Jesus saved my life. Because that's what it is.
On a side note, whenever at some point, if there's ever glasses made, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that would look great. Like right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would look really good.
So,
like right here.
I
Right
do
next
have
to
to
It would be
ask,
so perfect. What's up?
pairings.
Uh-huh.
We wanted to know about the pairings.
Especially
What
for
food-
Valentine's Day.
Yes, what's
make it,
good?
What's sexy? Like this would be so good with like strawberries and chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So we're actually.
I need to go by the brewery on the way home and the grocery store.
So it's funny we mentioned earlier, like, oh, the dinner date, so that's overdone. But we actually are doing a beer, food, and flight pairing tomorrow night in our private event space, kind of testing it out. But we did it last year in our tap room. And so one of our food pop-ups that comes a lot, Haley's Eats, they're another husband and wife owned business.
Yeah.
They make delicious, delicious food. But their pairing we're actually going to have a barrel-aged stout. But this would kind of work the same with like a dessert sampler. And so I feel like anything like really chocolatey. I love like the fruit. And so some of my favorite barrel aged ones have been like in blackberry brandy barrels or like apple brandy.
Yeah.
Because I love that like little hint of the fruit to kind of cut it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes you think you can keep drinking a little bit more, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. But yeah, so I feel like any stout, like that's so good with those. Yeah.
Sweets and
dark-
stuff.
Yeah.
What we did with the false memory the other night is we paired it with like almost like charcuterie. So we did some smoked Gouda with a jalapeno shaved on
that's
top.
great.
We did
my
some
yum.
like some spicy hummus on Triscuits. Oh my God! We just
Maybe
made we
Prophetic
made
should have something.
what, Prophetic
Yeah, I'm like, that's not charcuterie.
hummus?
I said I wasn't a foodie, but charcuterie, oh my goodness.
I can eat charcuterie all day.
All day.
I know
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to eat meat, but prosciutto is my shit. I love
That was
prosciutto.
actually, yeah.
Enter into the dark side.
No, I didn't eat no prosciutto that day. I stayed away. I stayed
Okay,
away. I stayed
but-
away. I stayed
yeah.
You
away.
had that brisket though.
No. Why are we living in the past? I thought we were I thought we were forward thinking. Like, why?
Let me tell you something. If a brisket can make Drew,
That
because
shit
he'll
was
do it. He'll be like, if I
good.
tell him, he knows I'm a carnivore. Period. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this. He's like, ew.
Ew. Yeah, for real.
But
PETA.
now,
All right, he's a changed man.
what?
No, I'm not changed. It was a momentary thing. I'm back to my
Okay.
senses.
I
So
wanna
now.
worth
see.
it. But, yeah, that's
I'm
not
back
good.
to my senses this morning. I had my eggs this morning with my hash and avocado. Like, I'm good. I'm back to normal. But
Yeah.
that day, yes. But we paired that beer in like a charcuterie type of set. It was so good.
Yeah.
So we did that reel. So when I make those reels, by the way, it takes me like a week. I can never make them back. I try to make them in the same day. I'm never sober enough, so I have to make them like.
Hey, we gotta separate these out. Yeah, I give
like
you the
a
heavy
couple-
hitters.
no,
It's my
yeah.
fault.
Every single time I come home with like a 4-pack, I got to wait like a week before I can get the content out. But
Yep.
that weekend when we finished up, we paired it with charcuterie, and it was so good. So I would say anything like the citrus for me with charcuterie with the cheeses, it's like doing it with wine. It's the same type of thing. The sour too, like we paired a sour with some
Oh,
charcuterie.
yeah. That would be really good.
That was the best.
I feel like I love charcuterie when you have like the meat and cheese and some jam.
Yeah.
Like any
Oh,
kind of those
yeah.
like fruits there. So I feel like the
Yeah.
sour would be really good because we've done a lot of like we had a whole rocket series that was like apricot rocket, raspberry rocket, just berry rocket. And so I feel like all of those like because they're so well balanced because they have vanilla in them as well. So they're not like super puckery. And you get a little bit of that, but then you like have that like that would be so good with some cheeses.
Sours are amazing because it kind of reminds you of like the sweetness of a wine with a cheese board,
Oh,
right? It's
for
almost
sure.
it's the same kind of feeling.
And that's so true. People mostly think, yeah, charcuterie has to go with wine, but like, no.
No,
throw
sours,
some beers on there.
charcuterie and sours.
I'll be
that's
honest.
Secret tip. That's the shit to
She
me.
made me like sours on a different level. 'cause-
Sours are amazing.
Well, because I'm a stout person.
Didn't I let you
A
try one of the
stout and an
sours?
IPA. Yeah, you did.
Feel
I
free
give
to
you
go back
one?
at that. You finished that.
Oh, have
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Did I give you one? I think the last time
You did.
when I first brought them
did.
in. Okay.
So is
my
that the
gosh.
smoothie style, like the thicker one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Which I was hoping we don't have any right now. We're packaging one tomorrow. That I was telling you.
Smoothie sours are
It's
fire.
a collab with this Instagram that does things with Furbies. So it's like Furby themed, not in the taste. Furby.
Fucked me up too. In 2023, that's the first time I've ever heard
Oh,
that.
you already
and probably
know
over a
about
decade.
Furby.
See, we love to go back. The
Can I
Animorphs,
tell
the
you a
Furbies,
sidebar story? I got
Tamagotchis.
fired for fucking up a Furby.
Why?
I used to work at McDonald's when I was 16. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Wait, why did they?
And I was bored because I was an ADD kid, and they had these Furbies at the time. I'm dating myself. God.
Oh, as like the kids.
Yeah,
Toys?
Don't tell
It was a
anybody my
Happy
age.
Meal.
Yeah, pretend like I'm 21. So in that time
Ain't no
frame,
shame in your age.
Yeah.
this is intentional. So at that time, so I'm sitting in the drive-through window, and I just put one in the little door jamb, and I was just kind of slamming the lock on his face. And I was like, "Oh, that seems like
That's an
I was
impulsive
demented
behavior.
kid." So it screwed the lock up. I came back. I had no job because they couldn't turn the alarm
But I
off.
bet the Furby survived.
The Furby survived.
Furby never dies.
Not a dent.
But you lost your job.
Oh, I lost. Yeah, Furby
You're out,
survived.
the Furby remains. He's
That
now the
Furby went out
manager.
window to somebody's kid, and I lost my job. Like,
Oh my gosh.
shout out
yeah.
McDonald's though.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
They used to have great toys, and they had like the little mini Barbies and the Beanie Babies.
Yes.
That's all about,
So
yeah.
you're gonna have a Furby on the can?
So it has a Furby face on the can, yeah. And I'm sure the photo shoot's gonna be really funny.
Oh,
They're
that's
doing that
gonna be so
tomorrow.
exciting.
That's awesome, and that's dope.
But it's a smoothie sour. Yeah, so we've started doing a lot more of those. Some thicker than others, but they really taste like juice. And so a lot of people, once again, those people that come in like, oh, I don't really drink beer. I don't like this. And we do have other options that we like partner with. We don't make
Yeah.
like our ciders and wines, but we do have those. But yeah, when we're like, okay, try if you don't like the triple IPA, try the sour because it does not
I do
taste like beer.
love the. So my girlfriend, she does not like IPAs at all. Hated them before she met you guys.
Has she
And
tried the
now
hazies?
She loves the pineapple.
The pineapple triple
The
stars?
pineapple, what boy?
That one right there.
That
Yeah.
The fact that I have half your menu on my show.
I know,
back
I love it. I'm
it's
like, yeah, there's out of all these.
Yeah. So she had that one, and she couldn't stop drinking it. Mm-hmm. Loved it. Like I think you ran out on. We went yesterday. Ran out on tap. But they still had some
Yeah.
cans. Like, do you want a can? I was like, take that shit. So they poured a can. She's like, I love this one. This is my favorite. She's like, how the fuck is this a triple IPA?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out because I didn't know that there was a difference between West Coast hops or in the New England hazy. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So I didn't even know what that was. So yeah. Thank you for that.
Have
I
you
love
ever-
sours now and IPAs now? I'm
It's
sorry.
only because
know.
of them. I don't think it's anybody else
But
that I can
other
see
people are
that
doing
I
it too.
really do.
Yeah, but it is crazy because kind of going back to your other conversation before about like the diversity and how everyone feels welcome. Like I feel like these styles, they sound really crazy and all over the place and really complicated, but they're so approachable
Yeah.
because they really, like the taste in them, like they're like beer can do so much.
Science.
Yeah, science.
It's straight up organic chemistry.
Which
is
I
my
hate. So I let the
lovely
guy.
love.
Oh yeah, I
Science.
actually got some back to it. That is not me.
Science. Oh yeah. That's my background. So for me, I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's part of why I like breweries so much because of the scientific side of it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is the big ass canisters. Like everyone likes the tap room. I don't give a shit about the tap room.
Mm-hmm.
I like the big, huge ass canisters
I'm
in
the
the back.
same way.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me. Like,
It
how does
just
this?
fucks
one
Yeah,
with
you're
little
like
me.
watching them
make all
in
this
real
shit?
time. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Like,
then when you go to like the breweries and then you take your tours, they're like, hey, you can taste this out of this little tip trip
Yeah.
yeah,
that comes out,
yeah.
and you're just like, yes.
It's the same thing with
Pretty
distilleries, wineries. Like that
Yes.
whole.
Yeah.
I just love all of that stuff.
And I'm a wino, and my mom too. You know, I have to always take my mom. Like, Mom, you want to go to a winery? You want to go to a wine bar? Yes, honey. You already know that I love going there.
Oh yeah. They're the
Oh, my
best.
mom loves your beer too, by the way.
Good. I love the spread. Yeah, preach.
She's the,
I need. My mom says she wants to try your stuff too.
Okay.
she's the reason. My mom introduced me to. Well, it's not really craft, but like Shiner when I was 18 years old was like what we kind of had at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And so that was what she brought some home. And she's like, I love this beer. You want to try one? I was like, hell yeah.
Your
And
mom
from that-
drinks beer?
Oh shit, yeah. Oh yeah. She was married to a Nigerian. Of course she drinks beer. It's
My
either
mom is
Heineken
a
Guinness.
total
It's either
wino.
Heineken Guinness or Red Stripe. That's what
Yes,
it was for
yes.
the long.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Heineken
see?
and Red Stripe.
Yeah, so I
You
grew
know
up
West
around
Indian
beer. Like I
people-
was always around beer growing up.
That's
Cases
funny.
and cases of beer growing up. So
You know, that's funny because my family, being that they're from the islands, they don't really care for stouts.
Okay.
really,
okay.
so they don't
No.
like Guinness.
No, like but it has to be like the lighter one, not the
I
milk
got you.
stout
I
one.
got you. I got you.
Because they do like Islander people, Guinness, Red Stripe,
Heineken.
Heineken,
Yep.
and then your occasion of Appleton, which is not a beer. It's
Is it a
a
cider?
rum. It's like a rum.
Appleton.
Rum or overproof
You made me
rum,
you made me
and
think
in
of a
my
question.
country in Panama is abuelo.
You made me think of a question. How do you feel about the mainstream beers? So like your Bud Light and Budweiser and Bud Light Lime and like
Yeah.
Guinness and like
I mean,
all this.
nostalgia for college. I mean, honestly,
That's a light flex. That's so
margaritas.
funny.
No,
She was like,
I-
Cheap way.
It is no. Honestly, I will still go for Coors Original over most things, and for
Word.
a while, yeah, and like
Even with Celestial in the background?
I mean, it's kind of funny.
Really in the
So,
forefront.
I mean, our like loggers and stuff now, but it's kind of funny. It's like brewers and people in the beer world, like they have so much of this craft all the time. Like we just want the light stuff. We want the crispy boys.
Because you're tasting shit all the time.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like what I mentioned too, but like I used to hate West Coast, and now like I love the West Coast, the cold IPA, because I have had so much hazy.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of what you go through this cycle, and it's kind of funny. I feel like most people do. It's like you kind of start with like the stouts and the sweeter things, and then or like the lagers and then the stouts, and then you go to the sours, and then you just like kind of like do this
The
like
journey.
whole circle back to like, wait, no, I just want to throw something back.
I'm on my sours right now. That's
exactly.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
I've been testing that world for a while. Like I love sours.
I gotta be careful with that stout
Was I right
that
on
she
the?
had there. 'cause,
I told your ass.
well, I'm just saying because that's all I
Aptly
used to
named.
drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to like if it wasn't a milk stout or whatever, I ain't drinking it.
Am I-
Like, and I got a almost a beer belly for it, and that's what. I'm not trying to get there. I'm not trying.
It's not that bad. It's like
I'm not trying to
it's
get
Everything
tiny.
in balance. Everything in balance.
It's not that bad.
Although I'm like,
But
I'm
I'ma get
glad we
back
don't
to
put
where
the
you're at.
calories on our cans.
Thank you for not doing that.
It's like you worked at McDonald's. I worked at Baskin Robbins. My first
It
job.
goes
and it
without
was
saying.
like,
Like we
oh,
know. Like I know it's gonna be bad.
You know how much calories is
I didn't come here
You're
for
at
health.
a beer bar.
Yeah.
Bam.
I didn't come here to calorie count. I came here to forget about all that shit for the next 2 hours.
Nobody wants to know about all that.
Not at the,
Here for
no.
the taste.
Oh,
yeah.
but I do have a question. My mind went blank a bit. No. Do
Bedtime
you?
resistance got you,
no.
didn't
No, but I got it now. Does anyone in your bar, your regulars, do you ever do something where, and this is actually from one of my video games
Okay.
that I play, an idea. Do you ever say, well, you're a regular, naming a beer after a customer?
It's almost
Or
like the
after-
Canamorphs kind of reminds me of that, but that's just picture.
In Cyberpunk 2077.
What did you just say?
Cyberpunk.
You know I play Madden. Don't play with me. I don't-
Okay.
I'm so lost
No,
right now.
but it was a cool idea. It is cool, and it's
Yeah.
something that does a brewery, because I've seen breweries do it a couple of times. Is that something that you guys like? Ooh, I take this inspiration from this person. What would be like their idea combination for a beer?
Oh, like
Yeah,
if you-
for
And
sure.
Like a
That's what I'm-
podcast, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
So we did a contest. We have a membership program called Space Camp, and so one of our space campers, I think it was last year's, we did a contest, like a raffle, and whoever won, they got to be on a beer, and so it was like they got to choose a picture, and so it was them and all their friends, and we put it out. It was called April Fool's Day. It was for an April Fool's Day beer, and he's just like a really funny
That's
guy.
cool.
He's an awesome regular. And so we have done things like that, and we do a lot of. I mean, our names are kind of all over the place now, but we still try to kind of keep them with like some kind of like art, space, science theme, or now like the Canamorphs, we've just gone 90s in a lot of ways. But so we have done like with some of our regulars will like kind of come up with a name or a picture idea or something like that. We haven't done like a named it after a customer yet.
Oh,
But yeah, there's always
there's always that.
an
I know I've
opportunity.
always had a name for a beer.
Would you
What
ever?
is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Medusa.
That's kind of fire. It kind of reminds me of
Yeah,
Andromeda.
that is in line with ours, and if we
Yeah.
name one,
You
we'll
know
give you
what?
credit. Oh,
And my girl's an artist, and she has a drawing similar to that. So you see where this is going?
Well, I did a Medusa piece already, so
Ooh, y'all should collab.
we should.
Yes.
She
All,
was-
all of y'all, her too. I'm gonna tell her, hey, go meet up with O and draw some shit.
you can, like, most of my artwork is very kind of street graffiti style.
Oh, cool,
I think
yeah.
you've seen
I've
a
seen a lot of
couple of
it.
them. Yeah, very fantasy type illustrations, but
Medusa sounds cool though.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
guess that
love
definitely- 'cause we
what
do a lot like
Medusa's
the
like
It's
my
gotta have,
favorite.
but it's gotta have a bite.
That's
Yeah.
It's gotta be like
That's
a
what-
West Coast IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at me learning.
I love it.
I learned it.
Yeah, you got it.
Can I ask you a question on the sours? Roll and tap is correct, right?
On the smoothies, yes. So we do a science fair every year that I mentioned, an adult science fair. And last year our winner he did so much research. It was so like we literally full on trifold.
a science fair
Yeah.
for adults.
Yeah. Kick
Hey,
off April
Drew.
2nd on April 22nd. Yeah, please do. And so it's like full on, yeah, you'd make the trifold, you do it all. But he did the best, like, or how you should serve a smoothie sour. So how many times you should like turn it and roll it and all that, which you should not do with normal beer, but with smoothie sours, because there's so much stuff in there, and so you just like got to really shake it up and roll it. Yeah. And
So
all
I
the
wasn't wrong
fruit.
on the one clip I
not
did.
wrong.
I only did it like on maybe one or two.
Yeah, you know. So all the smoothie sours, go for it. And so yeah, he got first place. He did it. He like
good.
went and like actually asked bartenders at different breweries like what they thought.
That is cool.
And then tested it out himself.
Shouts out to my cousin who brought me to your brewery. He
Yeah.
is a sour fanatic.
Love it.
He keeps trying to get me to mail him some. Like, I don't know if I want to run that risk.
Where does he live?
Houston.
Okay, yeah.
Is there anywhere you can buy it in Houston? Not
Unfortunately,
yet.
no. We've done it like I said, we're self distro, so we do ship out every now and then. Like we actually weirdly like ship to the Netherlands like once a month. We've done
The
Japan,
Netherlands?
Australia. Yeah.
So you'll be happy to know we're now in 17 countries.
Oh, cool.
We
Yeah.
was
Get
Indonesia,
Celestial,
and
your
we had
nearest, I don't
Indonesia
know.
and Costa Rica this past week.
And speaking about Japan, I'll be moving there after my
So
deployment.
we're going to be
You
in
can
18
celebrate
countries.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. You can
All their
go
festivals.
You can do Japanese speed dating.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest
Is
with
that a
you,
thing? Is that a thing?
Actually,
Let
it
us
is a
know.
thing.
Let
Oh,
us know.
hell. That's got to be
No,
interesting.
people-
Do it. Please do it and make it real.
you don't understand. The Japanese people are literally always have been way forward than their time.
Are they more romantic than Americans?
Not really, no. There's such a
So wait, romance is on lock in America? Shut up.
No, I think the thing is
Yes.
about it. Well, yeah, like there's more romance than the Japanese culture. They're all about remind you, prostitution is pretty damn real over there. So
I thought it was real here too. No?
no, but it's legal over there.
Oh, yeah, we only have
So
Vegas.
like
You're right.
sex and like they have the penis festival and all kinds of stuff.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a Valentine's Day event.
Well,
That
I
sounds
mean,
really-
yeah, it's like they have a lot of shit that you would never think about in your whole entire life.
I never would have
but
thought
they
about
have
it.
it.
You're right. I never thought
They
about a
even
penis
have
festival.
a museum about nothing but sex and body parts. Even
we
in
have- we
Korea,
have
they
I think
those
do.
San Francisco has that.
does that.
There's one. I think there's one in New York too.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it's like to help with any depression or anything. Like I really do feel like they have everything. They even have a restaurant for people who are lonely and depressed.
So like a brewery.
It's like you can write
And I'm
down.
like, I'll have to like the
They
test
got-
on like how people feel.
Like, they gotta-
like
they
what
gotta-
actually uplifts them.
Yeah, if you're like an introvert, they got a restaurant for that. Like
pretty
it's
cool.
it's interesting. Like they're
But do they have breweries in Japan?
They do.
So that's
They
what I
do.
want to see. I need
They
some
do
Japanese
have
beer.
brewery.
I don't want it to be Kirin Ichiban or any other bullshit.
no,
Send
they
me real
actually have
beer,
some
like-
really cool
That'd be
stuff.
really cool.
I haven't been to Japan since 2019.
Did you go to Okinawa?
I've been to Okinawa.
Okay, is that where is it like stationed?
it,
Or is it are you just moving
okay?
there? Or is
No,
it
I'm
with-
just moving there for
okay.
for me.
She just loves it.
Oh wow, cool.
I love
okay.
it.
She
But I
hates our
used to-
podcast so much she's
out.
leaving the country.
No,
Yeah.
first of all,
Can you
this
do it
is
from over
my
there?
life. No, that's exactly. I was like, no,
Set up that chair with that mic just over in Japan.
no, but I think
I'm
it's
gonna
a great
hologram you
thing.
here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'll get a hologram of your ass sitting right there. You can just
You
be
know,
off.
art imitates life. Just
we
saying.
can get a green chair instead of a green screen. Just put you there.
that'd be
But
Yes.
the idea of having like the podcast and collaborating with other people, and not only that, doing
go.
collaborations with other breweries, and knowing that we're out there is a good thing
Yes, I'm
for
excited.
us. Period.
I'm actually glad
Yeah.
you're leaving. Not in a weird way. Like I can't wait for you to leave. Like I'm so excited that you're getting the fuck out of here. I just can't
general.
wait.
No,
Because
yeah.
you can. It's a branch we can extend
Yeah.
across the ocean. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
my brother
Yeah.
was so worried today. He was like, "What about your finances? What about this, that?" And I
What
was
about
just
living
like,
life? How about that?
But yeah, I said, don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. You are an individual. Now I'm using military terms. You are an individual.
Individual shouldn't have to just that is a term.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just a
just
real
a
term. That is just a term. An
Right. I
important
mean, I
term.
think we use that a lot. Like, you are not an individual. But
Oh, you're as in you're not.
yeah.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
as in saying that you are an individual, you need to go and seek out your shit.
See,
You
now
are
you're
a
making me
very-
think of other questions. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of individuals,
I'm just saying.
Watch me. Well, thank you. Thank you.
segue,
For
the
it's like
segue.
T-ball.
Continue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of individualism, how have you maintained your individualism in the world of beer? Because people come from all over to see you guys. You're top 5 in Dallas.
Yeah.
That's dope. So, but how do you maintain your individualism throughout what you
Yeah,
do?
I
It's
mean, I
hard. There's a lot
think-
of breweries.
Hugely is with the branding that Molly and Sarah do. So Sarah's the
stands out.
photographer and our star tender that I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So I think with our social media and our branding, And it has changed quite a bit over time. So like when we first started, we were really stuck on like the space theme. And much more, I mean, like our beers are named like One Small Step, One Giant Leap, Buzz Aldrin, like things like that. And then we've definitely expanded hugely and kind of gone to more just like funky. And so
has that worked better for you?
I think so. And it's just kind of like just work over time. And so I think that too, like maintaining the individualism, it's easy when your brand is being creative and being craft.
Yeah.
And so it allows us to really innovate and to still stick to who we are. And so like
that was kind of like podcasting. Almost.
Exactly.
Honestly,
yeah. And so like when your brand is fun and funky, like you can really go anywhere with that.
Are we fun and funky?
Yeah.
Are we funky?
Yeah.
I like that the fun.
I feel like we're elegant and funky.
You are elegant. You're
like
elegant.
I mean, you would have the other,
the
Prophetic, the colorful one that would be like funky.
Oh, I know.
And then we can go and wear like disco clothes.
Yes. You just need some disco balls.
That other logo that reminds me of their beer cans, it's going to come back around sooner than you probably think. So patience. Because
I could put it on another patchwork because I have a
I can
bunch of patches
let me know. I'll
here.
make you some patches.
Disco ball would look great.
Get that.
That's a good idea. We should make patches to go along.
We recently did one of our brewers, Andrew, was like all about patches, and we're like, really?
I love his name. Such a dope name.
Yeah, it is a good name. It's my dad's name too.
That's a good band.
Yeah.
What's up, Andrew?
Yes. And so we made patches, and now every time someone buys a patch, I'm like, what are you going to do with it? Like, not to be weird, but like, I'm just curious. And now, like, people are like, I have this like jacket. They all have a cool story, or like, I'm going to put on this hat that has all these other ones.
I might do that on my jean jacket. I haven't done anything to it yet.
I got
Get it
patches on my
started.
jean jacket.
I will get you some patches before you head overseas for sure.
Well, that's also.
I'll get you a Celestial one.
Give me that because I sew, so I can sew that patch on me.
Yes. I'll drop some patches off with our merch that'll be in their store as well. Too.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, please.
So we have merch coming, and it'll be in their locations.
Right.
And now they made me think about getting some patches.
That'd be fun.
Patches
Yeah.
on who hand.
Oh, okay, wow.
The dodgeball.
You dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Wow, throwback.
Dodge and dip.
Yes.
Oh man! Oh my sweet beep! It's magic. You remember that? I love that movie.
That's a good one.
Why would y'all make me think of Dodgeball right now? I'm gonna go home and watch Dodgeball after drinking all this shit. So
I'm pretty happy about it.
in closing, so we can wrap this up, do you want to give them like all the ways they can find you guys? Tell them about some events you have coming out because I know you have some events coming soon, right?
Yeah, so I mentioned a couple of them. So like the bigger ones are our Adult Science Fair. So we're gonna have a kickoff of that April 2nd. And then kind of explain the whole thing, and it's mixed with an adult field day, and so it's kind of like I said earlier, we're all about nostalgia, so kind of going back to middle school, but we get to add drinking, which is fun.
Science with beer.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we've had some beer volcanoes.
I'm
Yeah,
there
like
every
that.
night.
I do drink and draw.
What the hell did you just
So
say?
like Pictionary.
No, drink and draw is
Like paint
actually.
and sip?
Well, yeah, but we're actually an art group.
There you go.
We're an art group, and
go.
we're actually called Drink and Draw.
There you
cool.
go.
Yeah, on Facebook, and
There you
I've
go.
known these guys since like early
Awesome.
college, 2005.
So almost like the science fair.
Yeah,
Nice,
we
nice,
actually
nice.
these are guys that when I first was doing 3D character modeling.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Just like that.
Yes, very, very nice.
Yeah.
So after the science fair, you have the
So
beer
our-
fest.
Yes. So May
Or
13th.
no, is that right? They're back. There's
April
nothing in between
22nd,
that, right?
May 13th.
Was
Yeah.
there something else I'm missing? Was it like an Earth Day type of thing?
Oh
too?
yeah, Earth Day. So that's
Yes,
same
yes,
week.
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So Friday, Earth Day, April 21st is going to be an Earth Day market. But we're doing things all the time. And so if you follow us on Instagram, just Celestial Beerworks, or Facebook, we have stuff. We have trivia every Thursday. I run the trivia. It's my favorite part. That's the game show host. That's what I finally get
I
to
need
do.
to come see that.
Yes,
I've been to the discourse, not the
yes,
trivia.
come to
I
trivia.
think we should come as a group.
That would be so fun.
That's actually
Prophetic
team
We're just gonna
fun.
bring all the whole team.
So we have.
We'll even find T somewhere under a rock. We'll bring him.
Yeah, he can go for his complicated discourse with you, right? Yeah, so it's usually general knowledge. Beware / you should come. Next week is dinosaur trivia. I feel like you probably know something about dinosaurs. You have a lot of knowledge
You look
on
like you
different
like
things.
Jurassic.
Do
You
you?
look like Jurassic Park.
Do.
See,
I knew it. I knew it.
I can't help it. My brother is into dinosaurs.
What's
He's
your
a
favorite?
33-year-old
Hold
man
on.
into dinosaurs.
This is a random question. What's your favorite dinosaur? Go.
It's actually the T-Rex.
You're so basic. Favorite dinosaur? Go.
No, it's not basic.
He has little arms and shit.
I think I always like the pterodactyl.
Ooh.
Or I
Okay.
liked in Land Before Time, whichever one was like the really sweet one.
Land Before Time.
Yeah.
No, I have
Yeah.
not. And
I
actually,
like
it was the
Velociraptors.
long. It was the T-Rex, and it was
Triceratops,
It was
Bronchiosaurus.
and the
I know all this
Bronchiosaurus.
shit.
Oh, that's the long,
Long
neck,
neck.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like Velociraptors. It might
They
say-
freak me
Velociraptors are
out.
That might
awesome.
say a lot about who I am as a person. But I like
They freak
Velociraptor.
me out.
Favorite
No,
one.
man.
I
I mean,
can't.
I ain't
Fuck
gonna
you
lie.
up
Though
and quick.
it was the sea freaking dinosaurs that I did not.
Oh,
want.
like the Megalodon and all that kind of crazy stuff. I
What?
like that stuff.
That
That's
was
cool,
one of
though.
our Canimorphs.
They're still
Is
around.
Lewis
you
turning into
don't wanna,
Megalodon.
you don't want to be
They're
in
still
there.
around.
Honestly,
It's the
sea
fact
monsters
that
are real.
in
They are.
Jurassic
I'm not about
Park that they existed
They're still
and you
around.
was swimming in that.
You
shit.
can still
Yeah,
see,
no,
if you see
no, no.
alligators, you see dinosaurs. A lot of that stuff is
I
still
understand
around.
that. I
This is
understand
like
evolution
conspiracy, I know,
exists.
guys,
but
No, I
them-
believe it.
Megalodons are around.
I know megalodons.
I believe
are.
I believe mermaids.
I do believe
I
in
can see that.
mermaids.
But they're probably more like Harry Potter style mermaids and like
No, they have
beautiful
proven.
mermaid, Ariel
Look,
mermaid.
let me tell you something. In the islands, believe us when we tell you that there are mermaids.
I do
you know,
believe you.
Because no, like there's always like
is
these.
that what's in that cup again? Cut off. Over.
no,
Done. How do we
no,
cut off?
Mermaid.
You're done.
no, because if you ever hear like any islander when they used to talk a lot about mermaids and stuff, especially in Montserrat. It's a small island that I used to live on as a kid. They used to talk about the mermaid in the river. And there's an actual story behind the
Sounds
mermaid.
like Florida, man.
No, but it's the thing is about it, like even with the history about pirates and what they've seen
Yeah, I
and
got
what
you.
like these were not tales these were tales from actual island people who weren't saying that these were regular skin color with hair. They described
No, of course not.
specifically how these people look. And who's to say? Because they're saying that they were deep in the ocean or whatever. They
Well,
were
I've
driven
seen
back by humans.
Wakanda
All this
Forever.
kind of
So much.
stuff.
Wakanda Forever depicted mermaid people,
Whatever it
whatever they're
did.
called.
Whatever it did, I'm pretty sure these
You
creatures
should do a
exist. They just don't look like us.
A
period.
mermaid canimorph would be fire.
That would.
That would
I
be
should have
cool.
turned into a mermaid, not a turtle.
Yeah, you didn't really think that
missed
was
my
through.
chance.
Blue.
Yeah.
You didn't
She's gonna be
You
blue.
didn't really think that
She's
was
gonna be
through.
blue. Okay,
Oh my
mermaids.
gosh.
People think mermaids are so mythical and stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's cute, but
That
then
shit-
they just look like blue ass motherfucking fish people.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Look like fucking Avatar
Not
and
the
shit.
long red hair. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, mommy, I thought they had like blue hair.
No.
They have none.
Creepy.
All right, so your
Yes.
socials, give them your socials, and let's
Yeah, so
we'll wrap it up,
Celestial
and then
Beerworks,
we'll wrap it up, and then we'll
Instagram.
finish this beer.
Yes. And yeah, then the final event is Venus Fest. That's our first beer fest, but mostly an art fest with breweries that are donating their beer for sampling throughout, but also donating their artwork. So it's benefiting Tracy's Kids, which does art therapy for families with like children going through like cancer and in the hospitals. It's
Which
beautiful, beautiful.
reminds me, we got to get our cause box on the desk.
Oh, yeah.
We got to come up with a cause. I've been thinking,
Our
we'll
missions.
figure out our mission.
We'll
yeah,
figure it
and
out.
we'll
Yeah,
give
we do it
I'll
every
give-
month. So yeah, always
I'll
room
get back to
for
you so
always
we
room
can
for
give you
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's May 13th, and then breweries from all over the globe, beers from all over the country will be here. So that's Celestial Beerworks / Venus Fest. But then yeah, just celestialtogo.com is where you can actually order our beer and pick it up in the tap room or DoorDash. And then
you DoorDash too?
DoorDash,
that's
DoorDashes.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so it just kind of
amazing.
is through our thing.
Oh, that's awesome though.
Yeah.
That's still cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're there. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And then yeah, just Instagram and Facebook, Celestial Beerworks. So.
Yeah, where you find us, you find them usually. So it's
Yeah.
pretty easy. Anything before we get out of here?
She just blew my mind every second.
I know she's dope, right?
I mean, it was this awesome.
It's a hidden gem.
I am because I'm such a
that's the-
beer person.
that's
and
the
I
homie,
love
man.
it.
I love that you are.
That's the homie,
yeah.
man. She's cool.
She is a homie.
She is awesome, man.
That's what
Thank
I
you
know.
I mean, you called me Dr. Dre earlier, so I am very.
Dr.
I'm leaving this on a
Maddie.
high note. I
Maddie
love
Valentine.
it.
Dr. Maddie.
Dr. Maddie.
Hey.
Hey.
And what Cardi B? Ow.
Ow.
Do you have
I
that?
can't do that. I wish I did. Okay, I'll get it.
We need to get
John,
it.
can you clip OSIN? Oh, whatever the hell you said. I can't do it. I can't roll my R's, so no, I can't do it.
You have to have a little bit of Spanish spice, honey, which I do have.
There's barely any Hispanic in me, so don't even try me. Like, I can't do
I
it.
mean, your kid does.
Okay, that's different. She will be fine. I am struggling.
She can roll her R's,
yeah, she'll be fine.
It's because of my name.
I know.
When my parents gave me that
Orisa.
name.
See, I can get that.
Orisa,
It's when
yeah.
there's multiple R's to roll. I get lost in the second or third. I'm done. After the first,
I'd be
I'm
like,
done. See, yep.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to episode 31. Thank you for everything you've done for us so far.
Yes.
It's been great. And
Thank you for having me. It's been such a
course.
good
we have
time.
so much
fun.
more to do. It's going to be a fun year for us. So.
I'm
Yeah, for
excited
sure.
that I met you. You are
Yeah.
such a huge inspiration.
Yeah.
Just as me as a woman, I just find it so inspiring.
Yes.
You have no clue because
Thank you.
it's like you're just like, okay, I can do this. I can do this
In a world of men,
in a world of men.
essentially. Yeah.
Even in the fashion industry, it's a world of men.
It's
But
a
we
world.
can-
It's a world of men everywhere you go.
yeah.
In every industry.
And it's
so,
just like you have to always work 10 times harder, but it's the fact that you found this niche
Yeah.
that really was like, we going to include everybody, and that's how this is about
And you
to
know,
work.
honestly,
That's been fun.
to piggyback on that, you don't even have to. And it's an understatement as not being a person of color, you don't have to extend that olive branch to anybody. Because
That's true.
Society tells you that. And it's not like it's directly telling you that, but it depicts that. You know what I mean? There's a hierarchy and such. So thank you for not subscribing to any of that bullshit. Because it is all bullshit. It's just all
Yeah, for
barriers and
sure.
constructs that are there for no reason. You don't even think that way. And that is an ally. That is awesome. That's what we need more of. So salute to you. Round of applause
Yes.
for you for doing that. I'm so
I
damn-
need one of these in my
Because she
house.
shows example of literally how you're supposed to be in society. Really.
It's just inclusive.
And it's just
Everyone
an
just
inclusive
yeah.
thing.
No, but it's true though. That we're not
But
trying to
it's-
like toot your horn,
Yeah.
but honestly,
Yeah.
we need more of that.
Yeah.
Like, that is the complaint. We just need people that give a shit about people. That's it. You don't gotta.
Just needs to
I don't
grow.
need you to like play nothing but hip hop when I come in. I don't need you to like talk. You don't gotta talk black or anything bullshit. Like,
that shit happens. You walk in, everybody
no,
in the
it's-
club.
yeah, like
You be
yeah,
like, and then you
calm the
just stand
fuck-
there like,
I just want to beer. Calm the fuck down.
I know that I like Lenny
yeah,
Kravitz.
you don't go. I like the wall.
They don't know
Pink
that I
Floyd's
like Breaking
great.
Benjamin. They didn't ask that.
I went to go see Queen before COVID. I'm cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. I mean,
and
hip hop
that's-
is great too.
That's
like,
something you mentioned earlier, like, oh, and the music and the brewery. So our bartenders are choosing their playlists and choosing
I
the
love
music
that.
too.
I
And
love
so
it.
it's
it
different every time I go
kinda
in.
gets that in there
yeah,
too.
so like, thank you for
You
creating.
should want to listen.
It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Celestial, truly in Dallas is a safe space because Dallas doesn't have a lot of that inclusivity. Believe it or not, as much as it's growing economically, not all of it is growing in diversity, right? So some there's those ideals are still there in a lot of these establishments. So thank you for just being like, I don't give a shit. Come on in.
And the name
That's
really
it.
does its justice.
It is
Yeah.
Celestial. It is
So we work
Celestial.
for, yeah.
Hey, dap that up. Bam. Bam. Oh, you want another one? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. That was nice.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Let's all say bye together. You ready?
Here we go.
At the camera, right there where it says D1. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.